Aloha, Scott the Astro Manager here, this time with the pen review. And not to get stuck in a rut, but I've got another special Leonardo to talk about. This is the Momento Magico Stilo and Stile edition. And I won't go into a lot of detail on the pen because there are already great reviews online from Gourmet Pens and Figboot on pens, so you can get all the details there. I'll show you in more detail. But what's different about this pen for me, besides being really the first Magico that I just really like the material. The rest of the materials haven't done much for me, but I saw this and I said, yes, this is the one. This is the one that I want to try. And I also ordered this in a broad nib. This is the first broad nib for me. I've been kind of shy of broad nibs, thinking they weren't going to be for me. I tend to think of myself as having really small handwriting, and I didn't think a broad nib would fit. But I really like this nib, so I want to show that a little bit and just talk about that experience. And I've got some Leonardo's with different size nibs from extra fine to broad, and so I want to show you those and just so you can see the differences. So let's zoom in on the pens and you can see more details. So these are the pens I'll be talking about today in order of not size but of nib size. So let's see if I can get this name right. This is the Leonardo Officina Italiana Momento Zero to Grande to the 2019 Urushi exclusive for Pen Venture, Tamenuri by Tamenuri Studio. That's this pen right here. Whew. This is the Momento Zero Blue Hawaii. This is the Furore Grande, also in Blue Hawaii. And this is my new Momento Magico Tropical limited edition for Stilo and Stile. This one I have the elastic extra fine 14 karat gold nib. This is the steel fine Bock nib. This is also a Bock steel medium. And this is the new broad nib, and this is Jowo, since Leonardo has switched to Jowo. So let's try some writing samples, shall we? So this is that beautiful Urushi pen. Momento Zero Grande. The elastic extra fine nib, so I'll try to write this with very little pressure here. If you want an even finer line, you can go reverse. And if you want to give it some pressure, apply a little bit of flex. Hold the paper down right, you can get more. Very light pressure, adding a little more here. Almost got ahead of myself there. 7 years ago. Still a beautiful writer. Puts down, I think, really just the right amount of ink. Because I should have done that a little more uniformly, but you get the idea. I'm not an expert, you can see by my handwriting, period, let alone in flex, but it's a fun pen to use. It just feels nice. The ebonite has a nice weight to it, and beautiful pen. But that's the extra fine. This is my Momento Zero Blue Hawaii. It's also another beautiful pen. I mean, I saw this and said, wow, who knew they were making pens like this? This is my Bock fine nib. If I can compare it to the extra fine, you can indeed see. And this one has a little bit of flex to it. I'm not going to push it a lot, but you can get some character if you want to, and if you're a better writer than I am. try now the medium nib, also Bock, steel. Both these are steel. Because this is KWZ Cherry. This is KWZ Hawaii Blue, because what else would you put in a blue Hawaii pen? Although here in my Furore Grande, also blue Hawaii. I thought putting Hawaii blue in that, two of them, be a little bit too much. So I've got KWZ Blue Black in this one, which is a nice color, a nice match for this pen. This is my medium nib in the set. You can compare it up here. See, the lines are indeed a little broader. I have to say that these are all really good writers. This medium nib doesn't flex as much as the fine nib on the Momento Zero. So I don't even try. I do occasionally will try and add some character, have some fun with the fine nib on the Momento Zero. This one I don't so much. Okay, now the nominal subject of this video, but really it's all of these. The Momento Magico Tropical Stilo and Stile limited edition. This is number 124 out of 180. And like instead of engraved, it's just sort of written here in white. Maybe I'll be able to show you that better. Just beautiful pen. The other, to be frank, the other Momento Magico materials didn't do much for me, but I saw this on, I think it was Gourmet Pens video, and I didn't know it existed. And I immediately went to Stilo and Stile site and started looking around and putting some in my shopping cart, taking it out, and finally decided, yeah, I need to get this pen. I wanted to experience this pen. It's sort of in between size-wise of the Momento Zero and the Grande. Piston filler. I like this unique piston. I like the window. You can see just a little bit here, more of it there. And this one I decided, why not take a chance, order a broad nib. I was kind of scared of broad nibs, to be honest. I'm not sure why now that I've got it. It writes beautifully. It's not this big fat line that makes my writing illegible or any more illegible than it normally is. It's just a nice experience and gives me something different. Very smooth. I'll draw some lines up here as well. Right, you can see the difference here. This extra fines I started adding some flex, so you can see that's kind of similar, but you can see a little bit broader in the medium, not a lot, in the fine and the extra fine. All these are round nibs. And this one has almost no flex, so I don't even bother. Really, it's just these two, the extra fine flex nib and the Bock fine nib on this Momento Zero. It's nice. It has a little bit of give, but you can get some character if you want to. Okay, where are we? And dedicated to the proposition that all people, that's not what they said. And there you go. Some idea of what the different Leonardo nibs are. I don't know why I was afraid of broad nibs. I think there will definitely be more in my collection at some point. And having this range, I really enjoy all of them. I've reached for them various different times, just kind of depending on what I feel like. This extra fine, nice crisp line, but the flex is nice. A little bit, the bounce is nice. Puts out a really nice amount of ink. This fine nib, just a beautiful writer. It's really always fun to use. And again, a little bit of give on that. the Bock medium, solid, never skips, jumps, never have to redo my lines here. And then finally the Tropical and Broad. Broad is fine. You can, I can write with the Broad, you can too. So, and you see another little, comparison of the size here. So that's it. I hope you found this useful, and hope you see me next time. Bye bye.